Namaskar everyone, Suprabhatam. And welcome to another session of Yogic Ananda Jivanam. A session exclusively on food and yogic food and what are the benefits of yogic food and how we are going to move ahead in our yogic life. So before that, let's do the Guru Mantra. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Jarajaram Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Welcome everybody to this fourth session of Yogic Ananda Jivanam. To all the people joining today, the class is going to go on lecture mode, and all of you will be in mute state by default. In case you have any questions or queries, please raise your hand or leave a message. Am I audible? Okay. So let's do a quick recap of what we have learned till now. We have seen that humans are thrilled with vast objects. We have seen extensively in the first two lectures because that's a very unique quality what humans have, and this we have experienced for so many years, and that's the infinite desire which humans have, which people have recognized, and this is the hunger for infinite which humans have, and that's what the science of yoga has tapped ahead. And the science of yoga developed around this infinite, the desire for infinite desire, and that's when the yogic life started. We have seen about this in detail in the first session. And we've also seen that humans are not animals, and they have a qualitative difference between humans and animals. And we also touched the fact that all living beings are in search of happiness, which is a universal requirement for many, many living beings and everyone. It's the pursuit. The life is in pursuit of happiness, and every living being is in pursuit of happiness. We've also touched the fact that desires of animals are limited. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya and Maituna. Their lifestyle revolves around these four requirements, whereas the human desire is beyond physical and it's endless. Humans want more and more and more. There's no end for desires. That's the fallacy that humans don't realize, that this desire is coming from the infinite desire which we have deep inside him. They try to fill up this infinite desire with finite things like houses, money, clothing, and whatnot. They have misunderstood the infinite desire which they have within him or her to be the finite desire which trying to fill up with finite things. So the dharma of human beings is what? Is to find, and this is the unique quality which differentiates between human beings and animals. Animals' desires are limited, but desires of humans are infinite. And that's what is a unique dharma of humans. But this infinite desire is for what? What is this infinite desire? Infinite desire is for knowing the infinite within him, not to fill up with infinite things around him, is what we have seen in the second class. And to exercise this dharma, that is the infinite desire to know the infinite, Humans have a unique distinguishing factor, which is a free will, which is called swatantra ichha, which they can exercise to find out the infinite within him, which is hardly used. And yogic life helps us to know the infinite within him as well as outside. We've also seen that animals are bound by their dharma, that is ahara, nitra, maituna, and ahara, nitra, bhaya, maituna. Those the four qualities which they have, and they're content with that. But human beings are never content. They always want something more and more. We've always seen that, ye dil mange more. That's the reason these commercials also have come up. That's because we are living an animal life within us. But we have a human form. But what is the use of that? We have a human form, and the distinguishing factor of human, the unique dharma of human, is finding out the infinite within him, which is not being exercised. And yogic life helps him to be a human from outside as well as inside. That's being human from inside is trying to know the infinite within him. We've also seen entropy and enthalpy, the thermodynamic factors of the existence of life. The universe runs around this, and entropy is randomness and enthalpy is the energy. The nature state is maximum randomness and minimum enthalpy. We've seen the example of a classroom where if left unattended, it's in complete randomness. But when a teacher comes in, there is order in the place. So this order, whether it's seen or not, you also seen the example of a room which was set neatly and which was very disturbed, and it's not organized. But when we see the room which is organized, we realize that there's someone who's running the show, who's putting things in their place. And that's the cosmic order. What's the cosmic order? There's someone which is doing all this. That's consciousness. That's Purusha. Whether we realize it or not, that the whole universe is spread out with the consciousness or the Purusha who's running the show. We will see more about this, how consciousness works in our body and how the whole order is set in our body as we go ahead in today's lecture. And we've seen that yoga is just not asanas or exercises. It's the union of the finite to the infinite. That's yoga, and it's a holistic science. It's just not asanas or food or this. It encompasses everything into one umbrella. So if you say that you're doing yoga and you're just doing asanas, it's not yoga. Let me be clear about that. It's not yoga. Yoga is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle which encompasses everything into one thing. It's asanas, meditation, food, a lifestyle, a change in behavior also. And when all this happens, you have the connection with the infinite. That is and this is achieved by sadhana. Sadhana is meditation, and this gives you the experience of the union with the finite, to the infinite. We've seen that. As an example about that, we have a Wi-Fi at our home. We just have a laptop or a phone. We just cannot tune it. We have to tune to the bandwidth. We have to tune to the frequency to connect to the Wi-Fi. Purusha is there around us everywhere. Sadhana is a way to tune to the Purusha. We are just missing the whole energy source around us, the whole consciousness, the bliss source, the conscious around us. And yogic life helps us to tune to the consciousness around us, where sadhana and sadhanangas. We've seen sadhanangas are supporting practices which help us to move ahead in this yogic life, to feel the ananda, and that anubhuti is felt individually by every person who is on the yogic life. Pain, ananda and sukha are different. Sukha is fleeting with things around us. You have a thing, you're happy for a while. The moment the thing leaves you, there's sadness, because that is sukha with the indriyas. But ananda is the bliss, which is everlasting, ever staying, and ever feeling. You feel the bliss all the time, every moment, and you're purna inside, from inside. So we have covered these two parts of points, so all these points in the first two lectures. The last lecture, in the third class, we have also seen that yoga is beyond the mat. It's a holistic science. Yoga is just not asanas. And yoga is something not we do, but we live, with practices, postures, breathing, and meditation. Aham Brahmasmi is just not words. When you start repeating the word 1,000 times or 1 crore, you don't feel it. Yoga helps in realizing these words, trying to know what it means, Aham Brahmasmi, when we connect with the infinite within us. And this is achieved with sadhana, and the sadhana is done with yogic practices. We've also seen the science of mind. Mind and brain are totally different. Brain is the hardware and the mind is a software which runs on the brain. Just like a computer, if you don't have a software, the computer is utter waste. Similarly, your brain, if there's no mind running off the brain, your brain is utter waste. So the mind is a software which is not seen, but the brain is visible. And we've also seen that mind has no fixed shape. The mind can take whatever shape it thinks. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. What you think is what you become. You see a beautiful picture, a beautiful landscape. You feel the happiness in you. You have an expansion of mind. You go into a cramped place or a claustrophobic place. You feel the claustrophobic feeling in your mind. So what you think is what you become. So when you think on the infinite, you become the infinite. That's the power of the mind. And sadhana is an effort. It's a conscious, dedicated effort, dedicating the mind and thinking on the infinite. And a yogi dwells in this feeling of Aham Brahmasmi in sadhana, and he connects with the infinite. What's the same? What makes a yogi? Yogi is a person who has an active engagement in yogic life, a systematic practice of training the mind, as yoga is a practical science. There are challenges on every path of life, and yogic path is no less. Every path of life has challenges we have to face, and these challenges are sangharsha, this attraction for progress of life. For that, we have seen, if you're trying to walk on a frozen lake which has very less friction or traction, you slide away. That's because only when there's friction, you move ahead. If you have to walk on a land, bare land, if there's no friction, you slide away. So, friction and sangharsha or challenges are part of any life for movement. And that's what challenges of life keep us moving ahead. And struggle is not a barrier. We have to understand that. It's a bridge to move ahead to reach the infinite. We've seen sadhana has sadhanangas, which are foundation for the yogic practice. Sadhana is the main practice and sadhanangas are the supporting practices. We spoke about asanas, and we also spoke about the body is the mind, body is the home of the mind. Everything in the body has a vibration quality. Everything is spandanatmak around us. And the body also has to be in practice, in control. If you have to have this sadhana, the body has to give a conducive environment for the mind to host. Asanas are not for twisting the body or giving different postures. Asanas are important because they bring harmony and balance in the body. We don't do all thousands of asanas, but the asanas which we do bring a balance in the hormones, and that's very important because the word hormones has come from the word called harmony. Only when your hormones are regulated and properly in order, you have a harmony in the body. So this yogic life has touched the hormones part, and we go ahead with the asanas which are required to activate the hormones so that you have a balance and harmony in your life, because the body is the host for the mind. So the body has to be perfect to host a healthy mind, because mind is crucial in this transformative journey where you grow ahead. So with asanas, with food, with meditation, the ultimate goal of life is reached. But after talking about asanas, we also spoke about food. Food is a very important aspect in yogic life. Whether we realize it or not, it makes a massive change in your lifestyle, in the way you live. Food is what? Food is fuel for the body. If you have to go ahead, just like a fuel for the car. If your car has to run, you need fuel for the car. In the similar way, food is fuel for the body. And for a sadhaka, food is extremely important. We've seen two levels of the food, that is the gross part and the subtle part. The gross part gives the external body, flesh and everything. And the subtle part, the energy of the food, transforms your mind, because mind is subtle, it is not seen. The gross part is what we see the body, but there's an energy in the body which is from the subtle part of the food. Because gross gives you the nutrients and growth for the body, and the subtle affects the mind, emotions and energy. So as I say, mindful eating is very essential, and you are what you eat and think. We've also touched on the fact of mind and gut connection, the mind and gut axis, which is highly crucial, and we've also seen that both of them have a two-way communication. If you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy gut. You have a healthy gut, you have a healthy mind. We've also seen an example that if you're in a lot of stress, you don't feel hungry. That's because the mind is stressed, so the gut doesn't work properly. In the same way, if you eat a lot of spicy food and lot of heavy food, you sleep automatically or your mind becomes dull. That's because there's a two-way communication between the mind and the gut. So the gut is also called a second brain, though we don't quote it as a brain. It has a high influence of the brain. So all these physicians have realized that the gut is called the second brain. And that's the reason food plays a very important role in training your mind. We've seen types of food in yogic science because food qualities, a guna, and energy, a quality in it, which influences the mind and the body. We have seen three types of food, that is sattvic food, rajasic food, and tamasic food. And each one has an influence on the mind. We'll see those in detail in the coming lectures. And we've also seen that wrong food is 2 minutes on the lips and 20 minutes on the hips. So it builds up fat everywhere in the body, and wrong food gives you a unhealthy environment in the body for the mind to host. So I'll just pause here for a minute. If any one of you have any questions or something, you can raise your hand and we'll go ahead in today's lecture. You can raise your hand, I can unmute you, because this is very important to understand the mind and gut connection and why we're asserting on yogic food, because this forms your mind. The energy part of the food forms the mind. Okay, I don't see any hands. I'm glad about that. Okay, let's go to today's lecture. Yeah, one second. There's a doubt from Lakshmi Bhagini. Yes, Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yeah. Food also depends on the age, no? And the calorie we need, and how much work we do. Food for a person who works on the field should be different from a table and chair person. That's my question.
I'll just mute you, Bhagini. Just a second. Yes. What you said is right. We'll come to all those points in this today's and the next forthcoming lectures, because I would want all of you to hear the lecture first and then come up with questions. I wanted to know if you have any questions in all the topics what we have discussed till now, because that becomes the foundation for the next part of the lectures. So in case you have any points unclear in the previous lectures, the first 3 lectures, please raise your hand, or else we'll go ahead. So Lakshmi Bhagini, I understand you have a question. We'll discuss about it in the lecture and you will get your answer soon. Fine, Bhagini, you can put your hand down in case you are fine with that. Lakshmi Bhagini. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So let's come to this yogic food. What is yogic food? There's so much of talking about yogic food I've been doing for the past 2-3 lectures. What is yogic food? How different is it from our present food? What are the inclusions and exclusions in this yogic food? And the last question, am I not eating the right food? I know all these questions are what are ruling in your mind right now. But we'll come to all these questions and I'm sure you'll find the answers for all of them down the line. Okay. Before I go to food, what is the main factor which everyone is here, everyone in this human life wants for? That's health. Health is a very, very crucial point in everyone's life, because without health, nothing is achieved. Health is innate. What do you mean by innate? Innate is not something to be created externally. It's a natural and original state of a body. The body is inherently designed to function in harmony and vitality. When we disturb this natural balance through wrong foods, habits, thoughts, disease comes in. Restoring health means you're removing the cause of imbalance, not adding something artificial like vitamins or minerals or something. So the main point is we are born healthy. Everyone is born healthy. That's an innate quality of every human being. And we are disturbing this natural balance. And one of the most important factors of human body is the self-healing power of the body. Every cell of the body has an inbuilt mechanism to repair, regenerate, and regenerate. The body continuously works to maintain this homeostasis. Homeostasis is nothing but internal balance. This self-regulating process is crucial for every human being and for survival. And to quote this, I can take an example. When it's very hot, we know we all sweat. What happens when you sweat? Sweating is a mechanism where the body is trying to cool its internal temperature. When the external temperature is very hot, all the systems are heated up. Just like a fan in a computer which starts working when the computer gets heated up, the body automatically starts sweating. When you sweat, your temperature inside, your internal balance of the temperature is maintained. We never realize that. In the same way, when it's very cold, you start shivering. Why? Did we ever think about that? That's because shivering helps to maintain a body temperature through involuntary muscle activity. And when this muscle activity comes up into picture, there's a heat which is generated in the body and the internal balance is maintained. This is just one example which we can see how the body is trying to maintain its self-innate balance. But we never realized it. Did we ever realize that a body does everything on its own? We just give it food. But what happens when the food goes inside? We never know that. Are we telling that? Go to your stomach, go to the liver. No. Everything happens automatically. Whether you call automatically or you say the Purusha which is running the show. We don't have to tell the body that you have to sweat now or you have to shiver now. It takes care of it even without us noticing. So that when the body is taking care so much for itself, does it not become our responsibility to support it with the right food, a pure food, good rest, and positive energy? Yes, it has. Harmony with nature. The human body thrives well when it is synced with rhythm, nature's rhythm, that is daylight, fresh air, plant food, and peace. We are all going against nature. We are consuming processed food, toxins, packed food, and leading to stressful life. So what's happening? The system is weakening. Health is restored by aligning back with nature's laws. How? We see that ahead. True health is what? True health is true ease. When there is ease, a person experiences lightness, joy, and balance. True health is a state of total ease in body, mind, and spirit. Loss of health is loss of ease, which is called disease. What is disease? Did we ever realize? Dis-ease. That means we are not at ease. What is the meaning of a disease? The word disease breaks up saying that one is not at ease. That means the body has lost its harmony in the body, mind, and spirit. True health means maintaining a balance and peace in all these things. Disease begins when this natural state is disturbed. We are disturbing our natural state. We need to realize that very consciously. How disease begins? Disease begins by giving the body wrong food, wrong lifestyle, negative emotions, and whatnot, and stress. And this is a very important factor which all of us have to realize. Disease is a signal. It's not an enemy. It's a messenger for the body. It's telling us that there's something wrong happening in the body. It's asking, it's a call to return to balance. Suppressing symptoms with medicines is not right. We need to change our habits and understand and help the body to heal itself. I can quote an example here. It's like if you take a kingdom and there is some enemy trying to wage a war on the kingdom, and some messenger gets to know that the neighboring king is trying to wage a war on the king. He comes and he tries to tell the king that there's a war which is going to come soon. That's the disease which is telling us. It's telling there's a warning happening. And if the king says he's not concerned, he's not ready to listen to the messenger, and he gives a punishment saying that you got a wrong information, what is happening? Without knowing, we are being affected by disease, and that's the reason we see so many diseases in stage 4 cancer, stage 4 liver disease, stage 4 fatty disease. Why? We are killing the symptoms. That is the messengers which are coming to help us, tell us there is something happening in the body. We are not taking care about that. So never suppress your symptoms. Never use a painkiller to kill the messenger which is trying to tell you that the body is not in balance. Try to change your food. Try to change your lifestyle so everything gets to balance. Restoring ease. How do you come to ease? When the this is gone, there is only ease. You come to ease. How do you come to ease? You eat right, you think right, you live right, and you connect to the Supreme Self. When all these align, the body automatically heals itself, because health is the natural state of the body. And yogic food is one way to set it right. Disease is the body's language. Listen to it. And that's very important, because we have stopped listening to the body. Listen to the body and listen what it wants. And that's what we are going to cover in the following lectures. One question which we have never thought in our lives. Why is it animals stay healthy and why is it humans fall sick? Did we ever think about that? They don't have a good shelter like us. They don't have good food. Neither they have filtered water, but they are never unhealthy. An animal does not need a vet. An animal in the forest, I'm not quoting about animals at home. We overfeed them, we give them all processed food, so they fall sick. But if you compare an animal in a forest, you don't find any animal falling sick with cancer, diabetes, BP, or high blood pressure. Why? You don't have animal having a dental problem and going to a dentist. All of them chew their food. In fact, they don't brush. You know that. We do all the brushing, but still we fall sick. What is it which is creating that imbalance in us and not in animals? Natural and unnatural living. Animals live in harmony with nature. They eat only when the body is designed, and they sleep when it's dark. They move all day and eat what is given by nature. Humans, on the other hand, live against nature. We eat processed food. We stay up late, sitting all day and taking stress. Diet. Animals eat whole natural foods. What do you mean by whole natural foods? Whole natural foods are foods which are directly from nature. They are in whole form. They are not processed. They are just what nature has given us, like fresh fruits, leaves, seeds. Nothing is processed. Whereas humans eat refined oil, salty, sugary, packaged foods. This disturbs a human digestion, immunity, and causes lots of diseases. Nature didn't design us for diseases. We have created it with our diet and habits. No stress for animals, and there's constant mental stress. Animals don't carry mental baggage. They don't replay the past or worry about the future. But humans always live in constant mental stress, anxiety, jealousy, and fear. This causes a very huge hormone imbalance, and that's the root for all modern diseases. Movement, very important. Animals move all the day. They walk, run, climb. Their metabolism is strong. Humans are sitting at one place all the time. Lack of movement. I know it's because of job also, but we have to make time for it because the body is the host for the mind. If you don't take the care of the body is lost and the mind is corrupted. And the whole essence of human life, the human goal of life is lost. Animals also sleep by time and they wake up naturally. No one gives them alarm stating that a bird wakes up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Is there an alarm for the bird? No. We have 5 to 6 alarms, still we don't wake up by time. What is it which is lacking between them and within us? There's an instinct within them that is a natural instinct which tells them to eat when hungry, to rest when tired. And there's an intellect in humans, and humans overthink and they eat by the clock. We suppress hunger, we overeat. So, is our intelligence a blessing or a curse? That's because we have disconnected from the nature and we have used our intelligence in a wrong way. Whereas animals live by nature laws, which is very, very important. So the reason nature takes care of their health and being. We have gone so far away from nature, we have not realized we are ruining our own health. The key point here is animals are disease-free because they live in tune with nature, and humans fall sick because They go against nature. Animals do not plan their food like humans because nature has done for them. We waste so much of time planning about food, what to eat in the morning, what to eat in the afternoon, how to cook. So many videos going around in YouTube, what all varieties, how to make it so tasty. But on the whole, at the end, is it helping us or ruining us? Question ourselves. This is a question to every one of us in the class to understand that we are losing our ease and going to a diseased state of life. I would like to pause here for a minute, and I would appreciate if one of you can summarize in detail what you've understood here. What is health? What is disease? And why do animals don't fall sick? And why do humans fall sick? Ram Mohodaya, can you please elaborate on this? Ram Mohodaya, am I audible? I can't hear you, Mohodaya. Okay. Revati Bhagini, would you be interested to? You can unmute yourself. Revati Bhagini. Revati Bhagini, am I audible?
It's audible.
Yes, Bhagini. Can you just tell me what you have understood? What is health? What is disease? And what?
Animals normally they eat natural food, like whatever they get, fruits, leaves, seeds, etc. The whole food as they are eating, their health is good, and they don't have any stress and all, and they are constantly moving. They are not taking rest as what we are having. So these things, and they sleep in right time and wake up naturally. So they are all disease free, and we are all going against nature for nature, and that is we are taking processed food and not at correct time. Whenever we get food, we think of having food and we are eating, and it is not in a proper way, and we are not moving all the time. We are taking more rest and all, and whole food we are not taking, everything the processed one, and unnecessarily we are thinking on something. We have more desires, we want to do, we want to achieve more, and like that. So our thinking is beyond our limit, and our desires are also beyond our limit. So these are the reason we fall sick, or this is what I understood.
Thank you so much, Bhagini. And thank you so much. And if anyone can, and Yamini Bhagini, would you like to add anything for that? What I spoke about health. What is health and what is disease? Can you add on that?
Yeah. Okay. Apart from what Bhagini has said, we understand that having good health is being disease free. So that means the body is at ease. If the body is not at ease, then we get into dis-ease. And we have the body is also, because we are so much isolated from nature, we have disconnected totally. We have the body has lost its own healing power. So what we do is we try to take medicines, and these medicines don't actually make us free of disease. Rather, it only suppresses the symptoms. So a disease is a signal to the body that something is not right and that it has to be set right. So that is one thing. So what you eat is what you also think. So again, you also mentioned about the yogic food and the food which is 3 types, sattvic, tamasic, rajasic. So that is the yogic food that we are supposed to take, which we don't. We have logged on to the processed food, which is full of toxins and refined oil and all such things. We have completely forgotten about our unprocessed, natural, wholesome food. Our jobs are also our lifestyle is so sedentary. Most of us are into the job, which makes us glued to our seat, so we don't move around. We don't eat when we are hungry, but rather eat maybe to satiate our taste buds, and then we sleep untimely. Also get up very late, probably because of all these patterns and lifestyles. We are not able to have our carry on or have good health. Also, when compared to animals, we carry a baggage and we worry about the past, we worry about the future, we worry about everything, so we don't live in the present also. Unlike animals, which they learn and depend on their instincts, we use our intellect and we think we are very smart and intelligent and end up doing so much that is not conducive with the laws of nature. So we have to learn to come back and get more connected with the nature and follow the laws of nature. So if we live connected with nature, I think all these symptoms and signals which are there, we will be free of them. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Bhagini. Thank you so much, Revati Bhagini and Yamini Bhagini, for briefly explaining everything what we have discussed, because these are the very important points which we don't realize, and we move ahead in life unknowingly what is good for us and what is not good for us. So for the moment we know what is good for us, we have the Swatantra Ichha. Now is the time to take a move and move towards the right food, because everyone, you see so many people suffering from cancer, diabetes, sugar, which is such a pathetic state of human society. Every house has a person who's suffering from BP, sugar, and every house is going to be a cancer-driven house down the line. Do we need all that? No. Because once disease sets in, your whole purpose of human life is lost. You are running around hospitals, you're running around doctors, and the whole time is lost. But we don't want that. Getting a human life after so many animal lives and living beings, do we need to waste our time on these unnecessary trips to hospitals? No. So let's see how we are going to make our life better and how we can be disease-free and restore a normal state of health which we are born with, trying to connect back with nature. So what is nature's law? I was talking about nature's law. Nature's law is connecting with the nature and taking food in whole, unprocessed form. No added salt, sugar, or oil. All your diet should be free from all these artificial additives. Salt, sugar, oil disturb the body's balance. I'll talk about salt, sugar, oil in detail in the next lecture, and I would expect all of you to come, because we have to know why these are not good for the body. Unconsciously, all of us, in fact me, have been using for so many years, salt, sugar, and oil. But the moment we get to know that the harm they create to the body, and that's when we have to move ahead, leaving them and find out a better life. No animal takes salt, sugar, or oil. Did we ever realize that? A question which you all need to carry back home and think about that. When you start using oil, give a thought. Do we really need this? And what is the harm? We'll see about this in our next lecture. So now we'll go about So nature's law gives you a proper nutrient balance. Nature has a perfect healing capacity, and nature has taken care of every living being, from an ant to an elephant. Why is it we feel that nature's food is not sufficient to us? Every living being except human survives on food given by nature. But we are the ones, we move ahead and say that that's not good for me, I don't like it. No animal or no living being complains about food given by the nature, because it has a perfect nutrient balance. We are driven by taste, by likings, dislikings of food. And the only solution for that is moving to whole food, plant-based food pattern. I don't call it a diet. It's not a diet plan. It's a way of living. It's a way of living, and it's a change which is, I would expect all of us to go ahead with this plan of whole food, plant-based diet. Before we move ahead on what is whole food, plant-based diet, let's see a very quick analysis of all the essential nutrients. When I talk about whole food, plant-based diet, there are hundreds of questions. I would not be getting that. I would miss these proteins. I would miss carbohydrates. I would miss fats. But what are the 7 essential nutrients for a human body which are required for the body? And is this whole food, plant-based diet enough for us? Okay, let's go ahead. We all know carbohydrates are the energy source. Proteins are the ones which give us growth, repair, and create the enzymes in the body. Fats are the energy storage, and they give insulation for the cell membranes. Fats are important for cell membranes. Vitamins regulate metabolism and body functions. Minerals, all the minerals, zinc, copper, calcium, all phosphorus, everything. All these give the structural and functional roles, that is the bones and the nerves and everything. Fiber, and last but not least, water. These are the 7 essential nutrients for any human body or any living being. So and out of these, the first 3 are called the macronutrients because they have to be taken in large quantities. Vitamins and minerals are micronutrients, that is, they're needed in less quantity because that's enough for the metabolic regulation. I would like all of us to know this about the essential nutrients, because when we move ahead a change in our food pattern, we should be clear why we are changing and for what we are changing, because without knowing this, when we move ahead, the foundation of change of food pattern is lost. So I would appreciate all of you to pay attentively to all these points. In case you have questions, you can stop me appropriately, because this is going to give us all the inputs what is required for a body. Okay, carbohydrates. Talking about carbohydrates, all of you will know what is a carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is the primary source of energy of the body. Carbohydrates are broken down into glucose in the digestive system, and this gives us immediate energy. Just like we know, you take artificial glucose when you fall sick and you become weak, you take artificial glucose for immediate energy. Similarly, the food what you take, the carbs what you take are broken down to glucose to give us immediate energy. And this excess of carbohydrates are stored in the liver. Okay, and carbohydrates were very important for brains and nerves, muscles, and all these body activities. Lack of carbohydrates gives us fatigue, confusion, weakness. And what are the carbohydrates from nature? We have whole grains, pulses, fruits, vegetables, all the tubers, the underground things which are grown under the soil, and roots. These are, nature is giving carbohydrates as it is for us. Okay. The next one is proteins. Proteins are the body builders of the body. They are the large complex building blocks of life, and they are essential for growth, repair, and maintenance of all body tissues. Okay, they are the building blocks of life. They are essential for this, and every cell, every muscle, and every hormone needs a protein. What are the proteins from nature? All plant foods contain protein. Fruits, vegetables, beans, all of them contain protein. Okay? So, I have a question here for all of you. Energy. All of us, I'll come to you, Shanta Bhavni, just a minute. Yeah, I'll just stop here for a minute. Energy. Where does energy come from? Before that, Shanta. Yes, Shanta Bhavni, you can unmute yourself.
Namaste, Bhagini.
Yes.
I was just looking at when we look at 7 nutrients, right? The 7 natural nutrients which we need. You said that carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are in macro quantity we need, and vitamins and minerals we need in micro. But what about water? And because we are always told you have to drink 2 liters of water, and then we start walking around with bottles of 2 liters, making sure that we are, actually having the right quantity of water every day. So you didn't mention what, I'm just asking because micro and macro you mentioned, but what about fiber and water? What would you say?
Yes, I'll just mute you for a minute, Bhagini. Yes, water and fiber are by default, which are given from your plant-based food. I'll come to that. You really don't need to specially drink a lot of water if you're on plant-based food. Every fruit has lot of water and lot of natural living water, which is enough in case you're on plant diet. Just because we are not eating plant-based food, we are forced to drink 2 liters of water. Imagine Bhagini, if you're on a fruit diet for a whole day, I bet you won't drink more than 1 glass of water or 1 bottle of water, because the nature has given enough water in all its products. We have not realized that. We eat all processed food, butter, cheese, and they require lot of water. That's the reason doctors keep saying drink 5 liters of water, 7 liters of water, because you're eating processed food. I would encourage you to take a shift to plant-based food. Probably we'll come to that point down the line in the lecture, and then find out how much of water you really require. Okay? So hope that answers your question. You can unmute.
Yes, Bhagini. Yes, Bhagini. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm pleased to know that. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, Bhagini. Okay? Thank you so much. I'm sorry, I was mute. Where do you get energy from? You can use your chat window and just tell me, where is the energy from? Carbohydrates or proteins? You can use your chat window and type out the answer. I want to see what exactly all of you feel. Brinda Bhagini, I see you have raised your hand. I'm sorry about that. I'll just come to that. Before that, Brinda Bhagini, do you have a question? I'm sorry, come again, Bhagini.
Not a question. I thought I would answer your question, where does energy come from? That's it.
Yeah. Okay, just write in the chat box. I want to see what all of you are writing.
Yeah.
So I see carbs and fats. I see people writing both proteins and carbohydrates. Grains, common, good. Carbs and proteins. Proteins, some of you say, and some say universe and moon and earth. Okay, glad to see that. Okay, we'll go ahead. we'll go ahead with that. I'm glad all of you are answering. Carbohydrates, good, very nice. So let's see what energy, where does energy come from? From where and what sort of food? Energy comes from what? How? You eat food, do we get energy instantly? No. Just like when you input your food, there's a process, the factory which runs in the system was called energy factory, that's Krebs cycle, which we never really understand that. This is a factory, it's a non-ending factory which runs, it converts the taken food into energy. The input is food and oxygen and energy. So, yes, you can see the image here. Krebs cycle, the energy factory of the body. What is the input here? Food, glucose, Krebs cycle, and you get the carbon dioxide which is excreting out the gases, the bad gases, and then there is energy production. It takes in fuel, that is the food and oxygen, and gives out energy, which is ATP, adipoids, it's a compound, carbon dioxide and water. And it keeps us alive and energetic. What is the food it's taking? Input, glucose. So, what is the energy source? Glucose. Is it a protein or a carb? It is a carb. It is not a protein. We have to understand that energy in a body is primarily through carbohydrates. I don't deny it's not from proteins. It is from proteins too. But that is a secondary way of energy when your carbohydrates are not present in the body. But to get instant energy, carbohydrates are the most important part of our diet. Krebs cycle is like a generator. It burns the food that is a glucose, and gives us energy. When we eat right food, that is rice, fruits or vegetables or plant-based food, it's broken down into sugars and glucose is produced, and glucose is the immediate source of energy. Okay, so let's be clear that carbohydrates are the main source of energy in the body. And I'm talking about protein. Protein, why is protein not an energy source? What happens when you eat meat? Meat has lot of fat, lot of protein. It has 0 carbohydrates. It is saturated fat, which is a very bad fat. I'll tell about fats in the few slides. It has 0 carbohydrates. There is no fiber in meat, and it takes a long process for the energy to be released. Just as you see, the Krebs cycle goes on and on. It becomes very slow because fats have to be converted to broken down to amino acids, and these amino acids convert to glucose and then to fatty acids. It's a long process. It's not a direct process as carbohydrates. Whereas if you see, you eat plant-based food, it's a steady, clean energy which is very fast. It directly inputs into the Krebs cycle and you get direct energy. This means the body still runs with energy, but using fat and protein, but not glucose. But it is very slow and it is very, very heavy. It's like running a diesel engine, which is smoky, which is powerful, but it's smoky. You have a petrol-based car and you fill it with diesel. What happens? It's a wrong food. The car runs, but there's a lot of sound, smoke, and it drags. Whereas when you eat plant-based food, it's like a solar engine. It's clean, smooth, and efficient. So, is animal protein healthy or not? I want you to answer that in the chat, all of you. Is animal protein healthy or not? Good. I see Purnima Bagri answering as no. Yes, wonderful. So meat is never a food, because we are not made for that, and it creates a wrong food for the body. So going further on this, what are fats? Fats are the concentrated energy reserve in the body. Fats provide long-term energy source. Fats are important to cushion and protect the organs. They're essential for fat-soluble vitamins, that is A, D, E, K vitamins. Malini Mahati Bhagini, I'll come to you for that, okay? I'll come to your question a bit later, okay? So, fats are important for fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, K. They require fat to be transported in the body, whereas there are some water-soluble vitamins, that is B vitamin is a water-soluble vitamin. It's enough if you take water, but these vitamins need a bit of fat for it to go ahead. Fat is important to support brain and hormone function. Okay? And we all know there are 3 types of fat. I'll be going a bit at a faster pace, because all of you know. It's not that you don't know, but we have to know it consciously, which is very, very important. 3 types of fat, that is unsaturated fat, which you get from nuts, seeds, avocados, which is a green color fat, which is healthy. Then you have saturated fats, which come from ghee, butter, coconut oil, cheese, oil. These all raise cholesterol. What is cholesterol? We'll come to that. Okay? They increase cholesterol in the body. And we have trans fats, which is totally from processed foods and bakery. As you can see this. Yes, you can see this. The trans fats are totally very, very harmful, and it is total red out there. Okay? So, a food which has unsaturated fat is enough for our vitamins to be doing good and for cushioning our organs. We don't need any of these fats. Natural fat from the nature is enough for the organs. Just like you see, fats which is enough for the animals, for all the animals to have a normal life. They don't eat milk, they don't drink cheese, neither they have butter. They are living perfectly with nature, sync with nature, taking natural fat from plant-based food. So which fats are best? Natural fats heal us, whereas processed fats harm. All these fats truly harm us, whether we know it or not. By 60 or by 55 nowadays, everyone has sugar and BP. And the cholesterol levels are erratic in their medical reports. Why? We are surviving on these trans fats and saturated fats, neglecting this unsaturated fat which is given by nature. And the healing capacity has gone drastically down, because only natural food heals. Artificial foods always harm us. Okay? So I was talking about cholesterol here. What exactly? Many people have a confusion. What is fat and what is cholesterol? Fats are important source in the body. They have an energy source. Fats are important for energy source, whereas cholesterol is not an energy source. Fats are there in all plants and animal products too. Why? And fats from nature are healthy. As I said before, fats from nuts, avocados, all plant-based foods are enough and they're healthy. Whereas cholesterol is not at all needed. And the body makes all the cholesterol what is required in the body. And liver is an organ which makes 90% of cholesterol, which is sufficient for the body to work well. And why is cholesterol on the rise for all of us? Because we take animal products. Meat, eggs, dairy, milk, everything increase our cholesterol. We really don't need any cholesterol at all. If you take seeds, they have fat in it, which is good. Processed fat is not good. That is cakes, pastries, or cheese, whatever it is. Fats give us energy. Cholesterol gives disease. I hope all of you are clear on what is this cholesterol and what is fat. Cholesterol is important. It is produced by the liver and it is important for cell building and hormones. It has no other purpose other than that. Cholesterol is important for all the activities, and liver says, I am there, I'll take care of it. I am there to provide the required cholesterol to make the system working. Why are you putting me with extra cholesterol? So the reason you get fatty livers. Because we are just dumping in all these products and accumulating so much of fat, cholesterol in the body, which is not required. Plants have zero cholesterol and healthy fats. Animals have cholesterol, which is very, very high, and unsaturated, unhealthy fats. We have seen that in the Krebs cycle. The protein from animal protein has created an unfavorable environment for the body to function. I assume all people in the class today would go ahead and stop animal-based meat and animal-based products and try to find out how and what difference it makes in the diet. We'll come to all these in the next lecture, what are the side effects of all these animal-based products. But for then, we need to understand the body needs fat in the food, but not fat in the blood. We are accumulating fat in the blood, which is what is creating the heart diseases, heart blockages. If you have fat in the food, that is a natural fat I'm talking about. That's enough. Whole-based food, whole-based plant food gives us with good fats and cholesterol. There is just pure energy and there is no blockage at all. So Mahati, I would come to milk. It's an animal product. I'll discuss in detail in the next class why and what harm the animal products are creating on a system. But till then, you probably need to wait on that. But for now, we need to understand, do we get all these nutrients from the plant-based food? Yes, till now, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are there in our plant-based food. So let's get to the next one, vitamins. Vitamins are the chemical catalysts. What do you mean by catalyst? All of you have read in a chemistry, catalyst is something which does not change, but it helps in a change. It does not transform, but it helps in a change. Vitamins are important for us in small amounts for growth, repair, and body functions. Vitamins, they do not give energy, but they help to relieve an energy, which is very, very important. That's the reason we need a limited amount of vitamins in our body, and that is enough to keep the body running. We all know that there's fat-soluble. I was talking about fat-soluble vitamins, that is A, D, E, K are the vitamins, and water soluble are the B vitamin and the C vitamin. And all these vitamins are obtained from plants. Understand that. Vitamins are there from nature. Each color group in plants gives specific vitamins. Orange gives vitamin A, greens give B, K, E, citrus fruits give us C vitamin, nuts and seeds give us E and B complex vitamin, and it's very essential to eat a rainbow diet. Every doctor prescribes that. Rainbow diet is having all the mixture of colors and all sorts of food in your diet, which is very, very important. But B12 and D vitamin tablets have to be taken because B12 comes only from an animal product, and as we are trying to be away from an animal product, you can take up vegan supplements which is needed by all, and B12 is essential for the nerve function, which is very, very important. So vegan tablets are not harmful because they are not processed and they have a restricted way of creating these tablets, and also these two are something which D vitamin is there. Sun is a source for D vitamin, that is possible, but predominantly nowadays you find D vitamin deficiency, so these two can be supplemented with tablets. So whole foods are the true multivitamins from nature. We don't need any multivitamin tablets. If you are whole food, your multivitamin tablets are to be left out. You really don't need them. When you eat food which is a balance from nature, all the vitamins are intended for us, are there from the nature. Okay? So I hope there are no doubts. I'll go ahead. We'll be running short of time. Next is minerals. Minerals are the bodybuilders and balancers. In the sense, minerals create the body structure. For example, calcium. Calcium gives you the body building in the sense it creates the structure. If you have a bone structure perfect, you are tall, short, everything is based upon the calcium. So, and minerals are important for forming bones, teeth, and tissues. And they're important for metabolic regulation also. You have macro minerals and micro minerals. Some minerals are taken in like calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, potassium, important in macro minerals. Micro minerals are zinc, iodine, selenium, I think copper also. Okay, so these are enough to take as the macro minerals. From soil to cell, minerals are there in the earth surface. When you eat plant-based food, the minerals are transferred from the soil to the cell, to your body cell. Plants absorb directly from soil, and that plant food, if we eat, if you are living on a plant food, we really don't need any extra mineral. Eating whole foods, minerals in perfect proportion. Refined food has no minerals because it has been eradicated of all the minerals what is there. If you take rice which is polished, everything is lost. So all the minerals are lost in a refined food. And minerals are something which connect us to the earth because earth is the source of all the minerals. And if you take animal food, there is no mineral at all. So direct minerals are something which we can procure by eating plant food. So plants, refined foods like maida, sugar are all stripped of minerals, and they give you long-term health issues. Fiber. Fiber is the body's natural cleanser. What is fiber? Fiber is the indigestible part of the food, of the plant food. Plant has a lot of parts. The food which you take for your food is you don't eat all the stem, everything. Okay, there are some plants you eat. The food what is required, what you eat is the fiber part. And fiber does not give you any energy, but it helps you in cleansing and regulating the body. It has soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber is something which dissolves in water, and the foods which give you soluble fiber are apples, beans, lentil, flax, which they have a slow digestion and they do not give you a sugar spike. Insoluble fiber is the one which gives you bulk to the stool. It prevents constipation, and this soluble and insoluble fiber is available only in plant food. You don't need any laxative, you don't need any probiotics to get your stool smoothly without constipation. Shift to plant-based food and see how your excretory organs work perfectly in unison with nature. You don't need to wait for your stool to pass in the morning. It is timely. Believe me, plant-based food is an excellent source if you are suffering from gastro problems, and it will give you all the necessary nutrients, all the fiber which is required to throw out the waste from the body. This fiber keeps your body light, active, energetic, and it promotes health and metabolism. Fiber is the nature's brush, which is very, very important. And whole food plant-based diet has all the fiber which you require in the food. And fiber is there only in plants food. It is not there in any processed food, not there in any dairy products, not in any meat. Animal products have zero fiber. Whole foods feed you, and the fiber in them frees you. So it gives a two-way help. It gives you all the nutrients, and it helps you to throw away the waste in the body. The next, last but not the least, the water, elixir of life. Water is the body purifier, and it's the life of every human being. Water is a medium of life because every biochemical reaction rests on water. It runs in the body. 60 to 70% of human body weight is water, and it helps in transportation, detoxification. All of you know that water is very, very important. Yeah, I'm talking about plants and animals. Plants have living water and animals have non-living water. What do you mean by that? Living water is a water which is balanced in vitamins, minerals, and oxygen, and it is pure and structured. Whereas the water in animals is non-living. It has gone through a lot of processed food. It has gone through a lot of a process, heating, cooling, and whatnot. And the water in them is in the dead tissue. The animal is dead, and the water in it is dead because there is no vitality, no natural electrolytes. So the water in the animals is very less, first of all, and then it is of no use. Whereas in plants, you see, you eat an apple, it has so much of water, and the water is oozing out of it, and you can feel the freshness of the water in the fruit too. Watermelon, you take watermelon, there's so much of water which is full of life in it. So plant-based food gives you the natural water which is required. Another thing to note also, when you eat animal-based food, it is very high in protein. Your body struggles to convert it to energy. So what happens is, it needs a lot of water to digest the food. The high-protein food needs more water to digest and eliminate urea. So what happens is, the body starts pulling water from all the tissues around it. That's when you feel so thirsty. You eat any spicy food or you eat any meat, you drink a lot of water. That's because the body is struggling to digest the food. and you feel fatigued and thirsty because the body is trying to digest it. Water in plants is a living hydrator. That's the natural water. True hydration comes not from bottles or flesh, but from nature's living foods like fruits, vegetables, and grains. What grows with sunlight hydrates us with life. Plants grow taking sunlight and nature's water from the soil, everything. And they are the best hydrators of our life. I've spoken a lot about whole food plant-based. Few points about whole food plant-based are: we are returning to nature's nutrition, which is what we are intended for. The focus is on eating natural, unprocessed plant food. Plant food is also processed nowadays. We don't eat processed plant food. We eat the natural food as it is, with very less processing. It includes whole grains, legumes, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and everything. It excludes whole food plant-based food pattern, includes refined foods, oils, sugars, and animal products. The proportion is 80% carbs, 10% proteins, and 10% fats. 80% carbs, because each of this plant-based food is full of carbs. It has proteins, what is required for the body. So it's a 80-10-10 rule. We'll come into detail in the next lecture when we go about this. What exactly is whole-based plant food? What are the exclusions? And why do we need to exclude it? Plants are a complete source of essential nutrients. We have seen that. Carbohydrates are there, proteins are there, fats are there in nuts. Fiber is there extensively in plants. It's only in plant-based food. Water is there. So what is not there in plant-based food? And why are we missing it? Whole grains, legumes, nuts give you proteins and complex carbs. Complex carbs are something which digest very slowly, and they don't give you a sugar spike. If you're eating a cake or a pastry, there's a sugar spike, which is not healthy. These foods have a slow digestion. That's the reason the sugar spike is not there, and you get all the essential nutrients. Fruits, vegetables supply the natural vitamins, fiber, and water. Seeds and nuts give healthy fats, not saturated and trans fats. They give you unsaturated fats. And last but not least, plants have no cholesterol. I can vouch on that. If you shift to plant-based diet, you can check your lipid profile after 6 months, and I can bet on that your lipid profile will be perfect with no alterations. I'm a living example of that. I will detail all my experiences in the next class. And whole food plant-based is not a diet plan. Not a diet plan like a lot of dietitians and doctors suggest go on this diet plan. It's a lifestyle rooted in nature. We are connecting back to nature. And what is whole-based plant food? We have seen briefly about what is whole-based plant food. What are the exclusions in plant-based food? That is salt, sugar, oil. I'll elaborate on this. Why are they harmful and why they need to be excluded? And animal products, a big no to animal products. All these in the next class. And a message to carry forward is: health is not a matter of chance. You are not healthy by chance. It's a matter of choice. Make your choice today. You want to be healthy or not? And moving to whole-based plant food is like upgrading your fuel. If you're running your car on a diesel which is full of pollution and toxins, do you expect your car to run fine? No. In the similar way, you want your car of your life, the body, to run perfectly. Give it clean, quick energy and start fueling your body what it is really made for. Clean, complete and natural food. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I'll just summarize what all we have discussed. We have discussed health is a natural state for humans, and disease is something which we are creating with our own lifestyles. Disease means it's not at ease. And why are animals staying healthy, and why are humans falling sick? The 7 essential nutrients which are required for the body: carbohydrates, energy cell of the body; proteins are the body builders. We've also touched the fact about Krebs cycle, which is carbohydrates are the input for the energy factory. Fats are a concentrated energy resource. 3 types of fats: unsaturated fat, trans fats, and unsaturated fat, saturated fat, and trans fats. We have seen the difference between fats and cholesterol. Do body require cholesterol from animal products and these fast foods? No, a big no. Cholesterol is not at all required for us. Fats are there in natural food, which is enough for the body to survive. Vitamins are the chemical catalyst which are there in the body, which support the metabolic system. Vitamins and minerals, the body builders, like I told, calcium, phosphorus, all this build the body structure. And the fiber, which is a natural cleanser, which is there only in plants. We are missing the fiber. I see a lot of people approaching gastroenterologists for a laxative. I cannot pass my stool properly. I cannot have a proper stool. And if you don't have a good gut, how can you have a good mind? We have seen that, the gut and the mind relation. So the gut has to be in perfect condition for the mind to function properly. So don't you think we can change our lifestyle and make our gut a perfect gut, and in turn get a peaceful mind? Yes, it's in our hands. We'll see that in the next lecture, how and what has to be changed, what has to be included and what has to be excluded in the next lecture. And water, last but not least, the elixir of life, which is there in excessively in all the plant-based food. You see a palak has a lot of water. If you can see the leaf is full of water. You eat a plain palak, the water is enough for the body. And we'll see the introduction for whole food plant-based diet, and we'll see in detail what is this whole food plant-based diet, the 80-10-10 rule, and how we can move ahead in life with this whole food plant-based diet. I know you have a lot of questions now. How can I change my diet suddenly? How do I eat this? What to eat? What? All of them will be answered in your next class. But till then, I would suggest all of you to kindly listen the recording once again, because you have to be clear why we are changing our food. And when someone questions, you should be knowing that if you are missing a protein, if they say you're not eating a milk, or you're not drinking milk, or you're not eating oil, why? That has to be very clear in your mind, or else it's easy to slide back to processed food. Okay, so our next class is on 7th November. The journey continues, knowing your food, and in class 5 we'll discuss about whole food plant-based diet, which in detail. And you have any questions, you can surely come up and ask in the next class. You take your time, think about it. If you still feel that unanswered questions which I have not addressed in this session, please come up and we can discuss that. And with this, I would come to the last part. I'll just unmute all of you. If anyone wants to ask any question. Are Others, please mute yourself. Others, please mute. All of you, please mute, and whoever wants to speak, kindly speak up. Yes, I see Mahati having a hand raised. Mahati?
Yes,
I can't hear your voice.
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Tell me about.
Yes, so it's an amazing session, very nice session, Vamsi Bhagini. So I have a small doubt here. You have told us that plant-based foods are amazing for our body because they give us a lot of vitamins, minerals naturally. And but what I think is being too clean or trying to be restrictive with the food can sometimes try to make our immune system less adaptable. Say, for example, we occasionally eat street food or spicy food or mild junk food, and when our body gets exposed to a wider variety of microbes and
Bhagini, we can't hear you. You have to be a bit loud, Mahati.
hello.
Yeah, it's okay. Speak a bit loud, please.
Yes. All right, 1 second. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. So this is a nice session. I'll start asking a question again. So as you have told that plant-based foods are very amazing for our body because they give us natural vitamins, minerals, fibers which support our immune system. And yes, they definitely help in boosting immunity. But I think being too restrictive or very, very clean, 100% clean with food can sometimes make our immune system less adaptive. That's because when we accidentally or occasionally eat street food or mild junk food or spicy food, our body tries to it exposes to a wider variety of microbes and pathogens like bacteria because of the outside food. And this complete plant-based food will make our immune system less adaptable, and we will not be able to handle the exposure of microbes. So how do we try to address this?
Thank you, Bhagini. Yeah, please be on mute. Yes, that's an interesting question. First of all, is street food your food? I want to ask that. Is street food from nature? Yes or no?
No, it is not.
Yes. The answer is with you. If street food is from nature and it is directly from nature and it is helping you, you can eat it. But it is not directly from nature. It has been processed so many times with chilies, onions, spices. And if you say, I want to eat that, you are ruining your own system. You have the answer for it. You eat anything, I can say that. Eat food on plants, not in plants. What do you mean by fruit? Eat food on plants, which is grown on plants, but not in plants. In plants, I mean factories. Don't eat food which is processed in factories. So that on and in makes a huge difference when you make a change in your food patterns. And it's not your food. The moment you change, do you get an animal eating pav bhaji or a pani puri? It will never eat because it knows it's not its food. We are trying so many unnecessary foods just thinking they give us that satisfaction, which is truly gratification of the senses, which is not required. And that's the reason we are ruining our health. So when we realize, so are we intelligent than animals are? Yes or no? No, we are not in context of food. Animals are more intelligent because they know that that is not its food. And they can make a wise decision about, because nature is making their food for them. So use your intellect to raise in your life to reach the supreme, not in making food and different varieties. Take the food in the nature which is given by nature and move ahead in life to grow in life. I hope this answers your question.
Yes, Bhagini, thank you.
Bhagini, I have a doubt.
Yeah, thank you. But 1 second, Bhagini, just hold on. Mahati, Bhagini, are you okay? Clear on that?
Yes, I understood, but a small doubt, like my query was about our body not able to be adaptable for wider changes or different changes. I understand that plant-based foods are the best foods and you get direct nutrients from plant-based food. But my question focused on how can you make yourself more adaptable when you're becoming more sensitive?
You will not become sensitive because you will not be attracted with that food at all. It's not your food. If a person, a vegetarian, a person who's on vegetarian diet sees meat, will he eat that? It's not his food. He knows that's not my food. He will never ever go to a non-vegetarian diet section in the food section. In a similar way, you will realize down the line that it's not your food and you really don't need to adapt at all. You will not even touch it. Your senses, your mind will warn you that that's not your food. And down the line, there's a huge change in a cell structure and you will be in sync with nature. Then that food is never your food. And there's no question of adaptation at all. You eat it, you'll fall sick. That's very important. See, the point is, you call it an adaptation, but it's not adaptation. You're getting your body prone to illness. Do you think by eating street food, are you going to be healthy? No, you're going to fall sick. Everyone knows that. But still we eat. So why are we using it, straining our bodies to fall sick? Make a conscious decision to be healthy or not healthy and decide whether to go ahead or not. Okay? Fine? I hope it answers
Yes,
your
Bhagini, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you. Yes, someone else can you put your hand down, Mahati Bhagini? Pragati Bhagini, I see your hand raised. Can you just unmute yourself and you can ask the question?
Hari Om Bhagini.
In
one of your slide you have mentioned that coconut oil we get is in the saturated fat. So we are getting it from nature only, but of course we are processing it and getting it. So should we opt for that coconut oil and groundnut oil?
Yes, I'll address all this in this.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Anything else to ask? Coconut oil and you were concerned about coconut and coconut oil?
Coconut and groundnut oil and all such oils which we get from nature, but not directly by a process.
Yes. We don't need any oil at all. Why do you need oil? Do you see any animal eating food with oil? Can you tell me answer for that?
No, they are not. But then, like in our Indian system, even in Ayurveda also, we need to consume some oils like this. So, how to cook food then without such oils?
Yes. We'll come to that in the next lecture. Be there for the next lecture. I'll be elaborating everything on oil, what oil, why it's not required, how do you get your oil in your foods. Everything is going to be elaborated on that. I've just given the intro about whole food plant-based diet in this section. So be there and be ready with your question, and your question will be answered in the next session. And that's okay, Pragati Bhagini? Because if I get to that, it's a huge topic. I would like to address that in the next class.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, but thank you, Bhagini. I'll remember your question. In case you're not there also, I'll address your question and you can catch up with the recording in case you don't, you cannot make it for the next session. Okay? Fine. Okay. Please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Pragati Bhagini. I see a question from Sailaja Bhagini. You can ask Sailaja Bhagini.
Namaste, Bhagini. Firstly, even this cooking is also Paka Shastra, right? And it has been developed over ages. You mentioned that sugar, salt and oil, again the same Ayurveda thing, but I'll wait till the next episode. Maybe my questions may be answered in that episode. But still, Ayurveda says all the Shadruchis to be included in our food, daily food. I don't know, maybe I'll wait till next episode. And then one more question is, of course, I'm a vegetarian, but still, as per the Varnashrama dharmas, like this Kshatriya clan is encouraged to eat animal-based food. I mean, that was even now the same, like soldiers are supposed to eat. That's what people say. I don't know whether we are really following it or not. But the Kshatriya clan was encouraged to eat meat and other animal-based food. So how can we justify that? Like we should completely ban animal-based food.
Okay, I have a question for you for that. Which is the strongest animal?
Elephant, of course, and it is a vegetarian.
Yes, and you know that a rhinoceros is a vegetarian. They're the most fast. So the nature is telling that we really don't need. There you can see the huge animal elephant is a vegetarian and it has so much of power. Why do you think you need animal food to survive? It's just that the human mind has corrupted it and has included it in our diet sessions, that it's because the taste, we're gratifying just the taste of a taste buds, which is really not but in fact, if you shift to plant-based food, you will really know what the taste of nature is, which we have forgotten ages and ages of years back. We have moved ahead with our intellect, tasting all sorts of food, and the taste buds being troubled to digest, and all the organs are troubled to digest the spicy and the oily food. Imagine the food we eliminated with all these artificial additives, and see how happy your organs are, because they are just getting into sync with nature. I understand there are varnashramas which were there long time, but there's no varnashrama now. We are all human society, and it was there earlier because they were the kings who used to fight, and they used to stay over years, months and months without food. So that's when they needed animal food, because animal food stays for a long time, but that's not the culture now. We are living in a human society where our careers, professions are attached to the desk. We are not moving from the desk. So why do we need animal-based food, oils, spices and all? Think about it.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So we'll come to all this.
Yeah, yes. Maybe I will wait for the next week's class. After that, if it is clarified, that is fine.
Sure, Bhagini. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I
would appreciate you come up with your questions in the next class, because that's when there's a clarity in us why we are moving. Many a times, if there's no clarity, it's easy to slide back into your normal processed food. So when there's clarity of vision and your inner eye opens up, no, this is not my food, you automatically shift without even realizing that that's my food. This is not my food anymore.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct. And many questions are like that only, like ghee, milk also, but we don't have our native cows now.
Yeah.
So
I'll come to all your questions. Salt, oil, sugar, milk, ghee, butter, all of them are going to be addressed in the next class, because I'll be only going product and product-wise ways, because I wanted to understand that all the nutrients are there in all the plants. It's not that we are losing our nutrients if we are eating plant-based foods. But on top of it, there's so many harmful effects of all these additives, salt, sugar, which are creating problem for the food. We have to understand that and move consciously out of them in our food, yogic food. Okay?
Sure. Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhagini. And Shanta Bhagini, I see your hand risen. You have any questions, Shanta Bhagini?
Yes, Namaste Bhagini. Very interesting, and very interesting and very enlightening. I'm a vegetarian as well, and what I would say is exactly what Shailaja Bhagini said. The Kshatriya clan, as you know, we were pointing. But I don't know whether it was also a result of today's world when we talk about this Varna system, is because we needed even creation of variety, because you needed Rajas, Tamas and Sattvic, and that could be the reason why that Varna was, the Kshatriya Varna, we were expected to eat meat. And now we are a human society, so we don't have to get into that, and we all want to, work towards Sattvic life. So Bhagini, that is all true, but my question is, I I'm a vegetarian, as I said, but I find that even vegetarian food, or in the way the plants are grown, in today's world, are also not really giving you that minerals which we get from the soil which we used to, and therefore, is the way the plants are grown, is the current plant-based food giving us everything what we need, or is it also, reaching a point? And many a times we say, oh, if you're a vegetarian, you're going to be lacking this, or you're a vegan. I mean, I don't believe in vegan food, but I'm a vegetarian. So I would say, would that actually, the way the plants are grown today, have an impact on this balance, which we think we are going to get as a result of vegetarian food?
I thank you for the question, Bhagini. Yeah, thank you for the question, Bhagini. I understand. I'll just keep you on mute for a while. I understand that what you're saying is nowadays the plant-based food also has, but we try to resort to organic-based food, which is much less with pesticides and all these things, and it's always better than animal foods. Okay, I don't claim that the way the food is grown is 100% pure like it was earlier days, but still you are way ahead from the negative effects of animal-based food. So that I can vouch on that, because you will not be loaded. The system is not loaded, and the system is happy, and the body will thank you for the food what you give. And stating that the body has a self-healing mechanism also. Toxins are thrown away from the body. So when your body is given the natural food, the energy system, the cleansing capacity, the fiber does all the extra cleansing of toxins. Though there might be some pesticides or toxins in the the plant-based food, the body has a self-regulating mechanism which is superly active, and it works fine. You don't find any animal coming with constipation. It eats all the food on the roads, everywhere in the forest, which is grown randomly. But still, you don't find any animal with constipation or having a stomachache. That's because the regulating system is highly active. So when you shift to your plant-based food, your self-regulating system becomes very active. So you might eat a bit of plant-based food which has a bit of pesticides or something. It has the capacity to throw it out. Right?
Yes, Bhagini. Thank you. Thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, Bhagini. Yes, I understand that we are still on a better side compared to animal food. So, yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying with me today and in this journey, being with me in this journey. And let's make our life worthwhile to reach the human goal of life, and not waste this precious life to go back into animal life. Okay, with this I would dedicate all this at the altar of my Guru. Tava dravyam jagat guru tubhyameva samarpaye. Om Gurave Namaha. Dhanyavadah. Thank you all. Please join for the next session. Dhanyavadah everybody. And all your questions, come up with all your questions, and we'll address everything, how you have to go ahead in your plant-based food. Thank you so much.
Dhanyavad Bhagini.
Dhanyavadah.
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 Dhanyavadah Bhagini. Dhanyavadah Bhagini.
Dhanyavadah everyone. Thank you.